Hello, hello. Today we are going to compare and test out two hair masks. So this is the Aphogee Keratin 2-minute reconstructor. I like to think of it as a good maintenance treatment, and or if you don't feel like doing the whole two-step protein treatment because it is a mess. It smells funny. You got to get it under the dryer, all that. This is a good way to get some protein in. And I really do like this mask. I think it's a great mixture of the protein and the moisture. And when we're going to compare it to the Reconstructing treatment mask from Cecred, I think more or less they are trying to achieve the same things. The difference with this is they recommend to keep this mask on for anywhere between 2 and 5 minutes. And this one, they recommend to leave on for no longer than 20 and add heat for best results. So we're gonna try these out. I'm gonna try the Cecred on one side of my head and then the Aphogee Keratin 2-minute reconstructor, excuse me, on this side of my head. And I'm going to compare and see which one I like better, the texture, you know, all those kind of things. I believe the Cecred, of course, is more expensive. This is the travel size I got to test out. And this large size, I can't remember how much this costs, but I'm pretty sure it's less than $20. So I know the large size of this is probably 30 something. I've just shampooed. Oh my gosh, is this soap in my ear? Like shampoo in my ear? Goodness. A lot of the water, like the dripping wet water, is out. Yeah, so for the scent, it's that signature Cecred, like woody oud, I think it is, scent. This is the color. I wasn't expecting that. It's kind of like a mustardy, not a mustardy, like a custardy kind of color. And excuse me if my face is dry. It's because I've just gotten out of the shower. So it's thick. From what I can recall off the top of my head, it's a thicker consistency than the Keratin 2-minute constructor, but of course we will confirm that. Now let me look on the back and see where the protein falls on the ingredient list. I think I threw the packaging away, so I'm gonna have to look online. It also distinctly says that this is not a deep conditioner, so it recommends that you follow up with some conditioner if needed. It's a reconstructing, you know, kind of treatment. So this one just says to rinse thoroughly with lukewarm water and dry it and style as usual. So it does not require, they don't recommend to follow up with conditioner because there are conditioning ingredients in here. So we shall see, we shall see. Of course, similar product, but ever so slightly different. I do like how thick it is though. I feel like it's really coating the hair. That's good. You already know, of course, how to apply a hair mask. So I am going to go ahead and continue applying the Cecred side. I'm going to come back and quickly apply the Aphogee Keratin 2-minute reconstructor side with you. And then we're going to put a cap on and I'll come back after I rinse it out and style. Okay. This side is all in, and I probably used about 1/3 of this, so maybe you could get 2 treatments out of it. Yeah, I really like the texture, and I feel like it's really, it's gonna penetrate. Like, it coated my hair very, very well. So we shall see. Now, let's try the Keratin 2-minute reconstructor. Oops, oh God. I'm sure a lot of you have used this, excuse me. So that's the texture. I think I put a little bit too much in here. But yeah, the texture is much, it's lighter. It's still, you know, a creamy texture, but it's not as thick, let's say, viscous as the Cecred one. But there's definitely more slip in this one. I just try to get any big, you know, kind of like snags out, but I'm not, you know, like really detangling or anything. So after I finish applying this side, I'm going to apply a plastic cap and wait 20 minutes. And then we're going to rinse it out. Okay, hey, so I am back. Oh gosh, let me see if I can clean this up. Okay, that's better. So I am back. This is the final product of my hair this week. So I used, oh gosh, let me show you what I used. I used the Dew Mousse Def, and then I used Auntie Jackie's Don't Shrink Flaxseed Elongating Curling Gel. on my ends. Actually, that's a lie. Not only on my ends, but let me flip my hair in the middle. I used it, oh my gosh, look at all these grays, y'all, that's so crazy. I used it on my ends on the majority of my head, and then I put it like basically in this section in the middle, I put it like all the way up through the roots. Just so the ones that you can see look more defined. And then I leave basically the rest of it, just the foam, and then I put the gel on the ends part. Now that I think of it, I should probably have done it over here too, because I flipped my hair over. Anyway. That's what I used. This is just like my favorite combo of stuff, of styling foam and then a gel like on the end part. That's like my favorite way to do it. I feel like it's just the best for my hair. And for the oil, I'm like basically pretty much all out of my hair oils. So I use the Rosemary Mint Scalp and Hair Strengthening Oil by Mielle Organics. I just used that on my ends because that was like basically the only hair oil that I had. So yeah, that is what my hair is looking like. Now, as far as, it just looks beautiful, doesn't it? So good. Ah! As far as though, the hair masks. So the Keratin 2-Minute Reconstructor and the Cecred Reconstructing Treatment Mask, they both worked very, very similarly. So I think this was a great comparison. I think the only major difference is once I rinsed it out, this product was a lot softer. So it's almost like a 2-in-1. You can put a conditioner on after this. And in fact, I did. I treated both of them the same way, but it's not necessary. Your hair's gonna feel really soft after this. And then actually, let me back up. So I ended up leaving these masks in for like 4 hours each. So I got caught up into doing something, but I don't think it's necessary at all. Leave them in as long as you can. Like I said, this one recommends 20 minutes and that's it. I find though that, sometimes additional contact time, it really helps the products really penetrate, especially under a plastic cap and all that. So yeah, I think I'll put the prices of each of these things on the screen of how much the Cecred is full price versus this one. I'm pretty sure this one's more affordable. So yeah, I did like the texture and the scent of this one a lot better. And I felt like it actually worked really well. Like once I rinsed it out, I felt like my hair was definitely more fortified, but again, I think they do very, very similar things. I've noticed they feel very similarly on the final product of my hair. So actually, I really, really, really did like the Cecred one. I would for sure use this again. I think it's if you're looking to try something new or for whatever reason, if you don't like this, because again, you can find this at Sally's Beauty. It's way more accessible to find than this one, and coupled with the better price, it's kind of like, what can you do? But yeah, I felt like it was a really high quality hair mask and I felt like it worked really, really well. It coated my hair really well. I like the texture. I like the smell. I think it's a great high quality product for sure. And I would definitely use it again. And I would even buy it again because even though it's expensive, it's not something that you're gonna be using constantly. I use a type of mask like this, maybe once a month or so, maybe even a little less, once every 6 weeks. So I think it's something that if you want to splurge and you want to try something new, I think it's definitely worth the price because it works. Absolutely. It works great. But yeah, I mean, this works really well too. I love it. I'm always gonna have some of this in my collection to use as one of my favorite hair masks. So I would say they worked very, very similarly. This is just a more elevated luxury, type of experience. So if that's what you're looking for, I would go with this. So yeah, this is basically like the bougie big sister of, of this mask. Out of the Cecred products that I've tried so far, and I'm taking my time to really go through and compare them to things that I already use, because what's the point if you already have something that works well for you? Because what's the point of switching something up in your routine where there's so many variables in it, you don't really know what really made the difference in your hair, and or you already have something that works well or a type of product that you use that works well, and you're switching too many things at the same time, so you don't really know what did it. So I'm glad that I compared these two together. I don't think that I had low expectations for the product specifically, but I'm just like, but I've just been using this for so long. I'm like a ride or die for this product that I didn't really have like that high of expectations for it, if I'm honest. and it definitely exceeded my expectations in terms of effectiveness. I think we're all always in the market for a good hair mask that works for sure, and something like a reconstructing treatment mask I think is really helpful to have in your arsenal, or at least in mine, because I like to wear my natural hair as much as possible. And so for that reason, I'm blow drying it, styling it. Obviously, I make YouTube videos and stuff like that. So protein, I've had color treated hair in the past. I do have a demi-permanent on it, but I have like highlighted ends. I had a balayage, you know, a couple of years ago. So protein is a really important element in my routine, and I think I attribute it to maintaining kind of the integrity of my hair, these reconstructing type masks, protein treatments and stuff like that. So highly recommend them if you're someone, you know, who has a styling regimen similar to mine. And yeah, they're really great.